Apollo was a technological masterpiece achieved with 1960s technology. Saturn V, the most powerful rocket ever launched, capable of lifting enormous payloads. Apollo guidance computer, less powerful than today's calculators, yet pivotal for navigation. Human expertise. Astronauts trained intensively, while thousands of engineers coordinated mission control. This coordination showcased humanity's ability to solve seemingly impossible problems. Skepticism can be healthy, but some conspiracy theories defy science. Flag waving. The flag's motion was caused by astronauts manipulating it. No atmosphere means no wind. Missing stars. Camera settings optimized for bright lunar surface hide faint stars. Radiation risks. The Van Allen belts were crossed swiftly with sufficient shielding. Shadow anomalies. Uneven terrain and multiple light sources explain odd shadows. Experts have thoroughly addressed and disproved these claims, reaffirming Apollo's authenticity. The Apollo program left tangible proof that humanity visited the moon. Moon rocks. 382 kilograms of uniquely composed lunar material, studied extensively worldwide, distinct from any Earth rock. Retroreflectors. Mirrors placed on the lunar surface reflect Earth's laser beams, allowing precise measurements still used today. Real-time tracking. Independent global agencies, including the Soviet Union, tracked Apollo spacecraft, ensuring transparency. Photo and video documentation. Thousands of images, hours of footage, and telemetry data meticulously archived and verified. These pieces of evidence combined to form an unshakable case for the moon landings. On July 16, 1969, the Saturn V rocket roared into the sky, carrying astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins on a historic journey. 4 days later, Armstrong and Aldrin descended in the lunar module Eagle, landing in the Sea of Tranquility. Armstrong's small step was broadcast live, witnessed by millions around the globe. For 2.5 hours, they explored the alien terrain, collected samples, and planted the American flag. Michael Collins orbited above, a lone guardian in the command module. Apollo 11 was just the first. 5 more missions followed, each expanding our understanding of the moon and pushing human limits. The late 1950s and early 1960s were marked by intense geopolitical rivalry between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. This tension sparked the space race, where technology became a weapon and prestige was measured in orbits. Sputnik's launch in 1957 stunned the world. Suddenly, the Soviets had a lead in space. Then came Yuri Gagarin's orbit in 1961, the first human to circle Earth. The United States felt a burning need to catch up and surpass. President John F. Kennedy's ambitious goal to land a man on the moon galvanized NASA and the nation, setting in motion a colossal effort that required the brightest minds, immense resources, and relentless determination. 50 years ago, Neil Armstrong took his first step onto the moon's dusty surface, saying, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Since then, the image of astronauts planting flags and collecting rocks has become iconic. But here's the thing. Even today, millions ask, did it really happen? Why? Because when something this big happens, it invites questions, doubts, and sometimes wild conspiracy theories. In this video, we'll journey through the history, science, and technology behind the moon landing. We'll look at the conspiracy theories and why they don't hold up, and explore what the Apollo missions really meant for humanity. Apollo was humanity's first taste of another world, and it whetted our appetite for more. Now, the moon is no longer just a distant dream. NASA's Artemis program aims to land the first woman and next man on the lunar surface by the mid-2020s, establishing a sustainable human presence. China's Chang'e missions are mapping the lunar surface and planning robotic exploration. Private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin have bold plans for lunar landers and even commercial bases. Why the moon? Because it's our cosmic backyard. a perfect testing ground for new technologies, life support systems, and long-term habitation strategies needed for Mars and beyond. Moreover, the moon holds resources like water ice and shadowed craters, which can be used for drinking, growing food, or even turned into rocket fuel. This makes it an ideal launch pad for deep space missions. In essence, the moon is humanity's stepping stone to the stars, a proving ground for the next giant leaps in space exploration. Apollo did more than land humans on the moon. It transformed culture, science, and imagination. For countless people, that first lunar footprint symbolized possibility. Artists painted it, poets wrote about it, musicians composed epic scores. Schools used it to inspire students in STEM fields. The moon landing ignited dreams, proving that the impossible can be tackled with vision and willpower. Yet, skepticism also found its place. Questioning official narratives is part of human nature, especially in an age of political distrust and information overload. Healthy skepticism drives science itself, demanding evidence, testing hypotheses, pushing boundaries. But some conspiracy theories went beyond skepticism. They challenged truth itself. Understanding why these theories thrive involves looking at psychology, social trust, and how misinformation spreads. The moon landing debate is a reminder that truth is not just facts, but also about communication, culture, and belief. At its core, Apollo embodies the human spirit, the drive to explore, to innovate, and to unite behind a common purpose. It stands as a testament to what we can achieve when curiosity outpaces fear. The Apollo program was a moonshot in every sense, but like many epic journeys, it had its sunset. After Apollo 17 in 1972, NASA shifted gears. Why? The reasons are a mix of politics, economics, and shifting public priorities. The Vietnam War drained U.S. resources and attention. Domestic issues like civil rights movements and economic concerns demanded funding and focus. Sending humans to the moon was an expensive endeavor. The Apollo program cost about $25 billion in 1970s dollars, over $150 billion today. When you stack that against pressing Earthbound problems, the appetite for lunar missions faded. But the story didn't end. Apollo's achievements paved the way for new space ventures. The Space Shuttle program emerged, emphasizing reusable spacecraft and broader access to low Earth orbit. The International Space Station, ISS, became a beacon of global cooperation in space. Today, with Artemis missions gearing up to return humans to the moon, and even plans for lunar bases, Apollo's legacy is very much alive. The pause was not a stop. It was a strategic breath before humanity leaps even further. You made it all the way here, brain spinning, questioning if time is even real, and you're still not subscribed? Look, this channel isn't just content. It's a mental roller coaster through black holes, brain glitches, and bizarre theories your school never dared to teach. If you're into stuff that blows your mind and makes you say, "Wait, what did I just watch?" Then yeah, you belong here. Smash that subscribe button so we can decode the universe together. Or at least get really confused trying. And hit the bell too, because if time is fake, notifications better be real. Let's get lost in the weirdest questions of existence. One rabbit hole at a time.